This has makings of team that can raise to glory. Bring light from the darkness. This team can be the heroes on the Wheaties box. With a little giddy toy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of episode 4, actually, of Through the Multiverse, which is a MCU podcast that we do. And this time we're here to talk about the new Avengers, aka Ken Dynasty. Wait, what? That film hasn't come out? That got moved?
Yeah.
Kane's no longer the villain anymore?
I completely forgot that was supposed to be pretty much the same day.
I mean, technically, we got an Avengers movie in this movie.
That is true.
Without knowing, because now the Axis is the new Avengers. Yeah, this is going to be spoiler. We're going to spoil the crap out of this film.
Yes, we are.
As you won't believe all the technical issues we have. Thank you, Stipe, for not longer being a thing. Anyway.
Yeah, those days are going to be surely missed.
Yeah. Anyway. So what? Okay, so my audience knows what I thought of the film. What do you thought of the film?
I went in with no expectations whatsoever.
Same.
I honestly wasn't thinking that I was either going to like it or hate it. I was just completely open, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did.
It was I know what we said about Captain America, which, by the way, that was 4 months ago. I cannot believe how short of a time that feels ago.
I think because we had Daredevil between the.
Well, I mean, I haven't even watched the new season of Daredevil yet.
Hopefully, you didn't listen to any of my stuff.
No, I've been avoiding all reviews until I get around to it. Kat and I are going through all of. Okay. She's never seen any of it. I've seen up until episode 5 of the Defenders, and I've never seen Daredevil season 3.
So how is Defenders now for you? Because you couldn't pass the first couple episodes.
It's not. It's easier with her around.
Okay.
I'm not enjoying it whatsoever.
No. Yeah.
Apart from Matt Murdock, that is the one thing
I would say the Jessica Jones Matt Murdock pairing is.
Oh, absolutely! Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, really good. That's why I'd be like, all the Netflix characters to come back for season 2. I'm like, please. Yeah,
I do know that. I do know. I am on Twitter. I am on the internet. I do know stuff that has happened after Defenders. But yes, I'm trying to stay away from it as much as possible.
Yeah, it's them doing Born Again before Born Again came along.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I didn't have any expectations with this one as well, because I was like, okay, I'm looking forward to Fantastic Four. Couldn't give a crap about Ironheart, because even though apparently Ironheart is going to be in Doomsday for whatever reason.
Apparently Mephisto's going to be the villain of that.
Played by Borat.
Yep.
How does that? Okay. Yeah.
I don't get it either.
I don't get it. The Devil versus Iron Man Light. I don't.
Yep.
Okay. Then, I was Daredevil was number 2. And then
this was the one I was most excited for before I saw the Fantastic Car at
Comic-Con.
At Comic-Con.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Thunderbolts was second to the bottom. Because Captain America I was curious about because of all the drama stuff, and also the last 3 Captain America movies are pretty good. So, there's that level
of true.
Thunderbolts is, I would say, is one. This is officially when I can say the MCU is back.
Yes, I know. Yeah. I've been hearing that a lot recently. But if after every movie we say that the MCU is back, I don't think it ever actually left.
But I think what it is, it's let me list this off. Deadpool will win is a win.
Yep.
Agatha all along for me is a win.
Haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, but yeah, it's not that bad of a show. Daredevil
Hmm.
is a win. And now Thunderbolts. It's like
Also, you cannot forget Multiverse of Madness.
multiple. Well, I mean, well, I'm talking about like you know the hit the win after win after win after win that we're so used
Yeah,
to.
that okay. No, I get that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
and
four in a
Fantasy
row.
yeah, and Fantasy Four they're hyping it up. So
Mhm.
so they kind of knew they were going to have something good. You know, like this is the thing you should look forward to. But when so after I came out of the film, I was like, this is how you do the Marvel our house film
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
you had Eternals being their first ever. Like, okay, let's try and be a little bit. Let's make our Logans. Let's make our Dark Knights and all that.
Hmm.
And it didn't really click with people because it's like, yeah, but we still like that MCU kind of flavor. We want to be it's connected to the same world. And this one, Thunderbolts is able to do that because like there's not much action in this movie.
No,
There's like
but
two
you
there's like
don't feel that when you watch it.
no. There's like the fight scene at the beginning, and
Hmm.
maybe the odd like, oh, Elena beats beats up two guys, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
But let's not count that as actual action sequence. And then you got the stuff with Sentry. And then that's kind of it.
Yes.
Yeah. So it is basically this movie is all about the characters. It is exploring themes of depression and trauma and all those type of themes. But it's also showing this is how you do bring television characters to a movie audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I always said one is you need to recap it so much of what has happened to those characters, and or you treat them like there was never a TV show in the first place.
Hmm.
And they chose like, hey, you as agent, we'll just tell pretty much all you need to know is before Sam Wilson there was this other guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he turned out to be a complete. He didn't know how.
between Isaiah Bradley and him.
Yeah, well, it was just Steve Rogers. But oh yeah,
Yeah,
Steve
that's
was his
true.
first, and then there was a day, and then wait, I think I actually said Zendaya. Anyway,
I
no,
think you did, yeah.
I was like, I know in the comics that MJ is Venom for some
Yeah,
weird reason, but I'm
comics.
not saying that comics. Gwen Stacy is coming back as Gwenpool. You're like, but isn't she?
Yay.
Oh, yay! Anyway, Ultimate Spider-Man. Right. That's anyway. Um, all I will say is Spider-Man is no longer my favorite Marvel character. Just want to put out there. No longer.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I might have to. Yeah, yeah. I might be wearing a t-shirt of the character right now with DDs and all that kind of stuff. Anyway.
Hey, you got on the Daredevil train. Ha.
Yeah, on the Devil Train. I went Man Out Fear. I
Oh,
have
really?
yeah,
Oh,
the
okay.
fight. Yeah, and I
Oh,
ordered
okay. I've been
I
going back to the 60s comics.
okay. Yeah, I'm like starting for Frank Miller because it's like,
Yeah.
that's the way
Well,
people
that is
most
probably the more relevant one, but I
yeah.
really, because I've started that too,
Yeah.
because I now have, a bit more income than what I used to. So I've started
Mm,
getting like all the comics that I've
yeah.
wanted to.
I
And
mean
yeah, I've started from
I
the
mean
60s.
we're born again. I'm like, okay, they got the version of DC compact. Like it's the $20 versions of
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, I always say get the compact or the primely edition, whatever they call it, if you're cheap on money because they're cheaper, 15 or 20
Yeah,
bucks.
I've been collecting the Mighty Marvel
Yeah,
Masterworks ranges for all the 60s
yeah,
comics, and
yeah,
they're exactly the same. They're about $25
yeah,
each, and
yeah.
it's fine.
Because
They're full color, they're greatly
yeah,
printed.
I'm just one of those people who's like, I bought Watchmen for $15 in a short little thing because of the animated films, and also Wonder Woman F1 where the cover.
If I'm ever going to get Watchmen, I'm getting like a big hardback
I mean,
book.
I was like, for to pay yourself as a Supergirl movie, you could always read my copy of. You can always borrow my copy of the.
That's true.
Yeah, Woman Tomorrow. Anyway, back to Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts. Crippling Depression, the movie.
Yeah, I just thought it was a really well done movie, and it's basically all about the characters.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it was really, really good actually having like a central character.
Yeah.
Being, Yelena, who I think is actually like the central character of the entire thing.
She's kind of like the Lex Luthor.
Yeah, exactly. She was the one that actually like brought the whole thing. Like, I know there was Elaine from Friends and everything, Elaine from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But, she's actually like, like the main center of the entire film.
Right.
And I just thought that was actually really, really nicely done. Because like then you see it, like you compare it to like something like the two Suicide Squad movies where there is no central character whatsoever.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, the central character is. I mean, secretly, someone could say this is Black Widow 2. Because it's
that's true.
Yeah, because who's the main character? Elena, and then it's Wegarian. Poor Taskmaster. I feel bad
she
for
never gets. Olga Kurylenko never gets a bloody break, does she?
No. I mean, we pointed out last time, she was in a pretty well done Bond movie, but because it wasn't as great as the previous
Casino Royale,
Royale was the greatest Bond movie ever made. So then she was in Max Payne for like 5 minutes. And then
Johnny English.
Yeah, I was like, Hitman. The November, Old Man Bond. I mean, the November Man, which
true, that one as well.
Yeah,
and now she gets killed off in the first 3 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, and you only see her face like for 5 seconds.
I was like, oh, cool.
But this movie is particularly Black Widow 2. Elena is the main character. Who for all the new new Captain America, new Black Widow, new Iron Man, new Hawkeye, Elena is like the most fitting one. It feels it doesn't feel
absolutely.
It doesn't feel like we have to do it because comics, or we have to do it because
I'd argue that her and Sam are probably the two that are like most like okay, we get this.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like
it's not
technically
like Kate Bishop where it's like you're Hawkeye because reasons.
Because they're not going to bring in the other guy back because they refuse to give him the same amount of money.
Thank Disney accountants. This movie is just like it was a surprise because nobody knew what it was going to be. And then
I mean, look, I will, as I said before, like this was my most anticipated movie, but that's only because I had basically no expectations for Marvel at this point because I just wanted to just go in completely blind. I didn't want it. I looked at one trailer for both this Captain America and also for Fantastic Four, and I don't want to know anything. I just want to go in completely blind.
The new trailer basically doesn't show Gilly Swap.
It doesn't? Oh, well, no, I haven't seen it.
They just show Silver Surfer and then something's coming. And then there's like Galactus Foot, and then it's pretty much just, and they recap the origin
very standard Fantastic Four stuff.
Yeah, and they recap the origin for people who don't know who they are, pretty much.
Okay.
By Minecraft from Sherlock. So, I guess.
Oh, Mark Gatiss is going to be in it.
Yeah, apparently he's the guy who says, "Hey, let me tell you the story of the Fantastic Four."
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
it's nice that he's actually getting some work.
Yeah, outside of that TV show that we're fans of, that is in limbo right now. that is
Yeah.
whose recent seasons, whose the last 3 episodes have been really, really good.
I still haven't watched any of it. Apart from the
Robot.
the no, I haven't even seen that. I haven't seen past the end of season one.
Okay. It's one of those like season 2 is better than season 1 kind of stuff. So you have to
Well, I'm
just soldier
hoping
through.
because season one was absolute horseshit.
And also, if you're a person who has a problem with the Doctor calling people babes, and there's a little bit of pushback on that in like the 3rd episode, uh,
Indeed, I am.
and he doesn't cry as often. So
Ah, of
yeah,
actually writing the Doctor as the Doctor. Who would have thought?
well, yeah, like if he the only time he does it is like in episode 3, and it's understandable knowing what it's a sequel to. So
Oh, it's the
midnight,
what's it called? Midnight. Yeah.
yeah, the midnight episode. So it's
Okay.
like, yeah,
Well, I
so
look forward to watching that in about a year and a half when I get around to watching
yeah, yeah,
it.
when it's like when Timmy Chalamet is the doctor or some shit. I don't know.
Please no.
Lena's the not Lena. The Lay was it Madam Hydra is the villain. But
Yeah.
yeah, but technically Century not really a villain type thing. It's not
Oh, can
typical.
I just say what I said in cinema to Kat when like he started
This is his
unleashing his
wife he's talking
powers?
about. Context.
Yes, sorry, yes. My wife, yeah, Kat. I turned to her as soon as he started opening up. I was like, if he's in Doomsday, Doom is fucked.
I feel like he's gonna be. I think they're gonna treat him like
The Hulk.
no Vision.
Oh,
How
right,
it's
right.
like Ultron happened, and then they just like Wonder knocked Vision into a knocked him down. They
Yeah,
injured him in the Infinity War, and then he died. And the only time he went, we saw Vision being Vision was Wonder Vision.
I'd
So
be
that's
disappointed because I get it. They'd probably have to nerf him a little bit because there's no way in hell
he's
he goes
Superman.
into the next. Exactly, yeah, he does. Well, he's more powerful than Superman.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
God's sake, he has the ability to turn
I mean,
people.
Century I really like because it's also a parallel to it. It's like, and the big climax isn't. It reminds me of like Doctor Strange, where it's
Hmm.
like okay, we're not
It
having a
was a
big,
little anticlimactic like that, but it worked in the
but
context of the movie.
it works because it worked well with the story, where it's like okay, it's a Domonu becomes the
Yeah,
bargain.
yeah. Not
It's
everything has to be a giant big laser battle in the sky.
no, exactly. And sure, some people might be disappointed that it's not, you know, the big, and also this gives you the question of for the average Joe, it's like if these regular people,
Yeah.
because most of them don't have
Oh,
powers, and if they do, they're just super soldiers. How are
yeah.
they going to fight this Superman type S character? And it's simple. There's a Jekyll and Hyde aspect to him, and I would say New York, whew, it's having a rough time right now in the
They
MCU.
really are, aren't they?
Because all the stuff, I know you haven't seen Born Again yet, but like,
I've seen clips of what Kingpin gets up to, and
oh,
also what
you mean the scene about yeah,
yes, yes, I've seen that scene. Yes,
somehow they top the door. I think we could.
yeah.
I mean, oddly enough, this is a movie that has there's a couple of spoilery things, but it's not as
No,
yeah,
it's not like a massive,
no,
it's not like a I don't know, like a Infinity War type thing,
no, yeah.
but
There
where
hasn't
everything
been
changes second to second.
yeah, there hasn't been an Infinity War type movie yet. There hasn't been like
No,
even like a No Way Home where you can say like, okay, you just talk about the cameo or all the appearances and you kind of map your opinion around that. This is a movie where you
hmm,
could just say, hey, they explore these themes, they
yeah,
do it pretty well,
yeah,
and I like how the new Avengers. I like how the old team is like, we don't care how much you are. You can call yourself the Avengers, but you're not the Avengers. because
Yeah.
Sam's like, nope, 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 nope.
Well, these guys are the Avengers with a Z.
Yeah, and also your logo is very metal and rock and roll, and we don't like that. Like,
Yeah, was that from
getting a part of the
like
comics.
any run of the comics?
I don't know.
Because it looked vaguely familiar to me.
Yeah, it probably it looked very 90s because of
Yeah,
how everything in the 90s was armor and everything had to look like a
that's true.
toy
It does look a lot like that.
and
Considering how Red Guardian is a guy that's clearly stuck in the past, not in the
oh
same way
yeah,
that Captain America was.
yeah. Well, I mean, you may say all the Captain Americans are stuck in the past. You may say,
That's true.
yeah. Outside Sam's not stuck in the past.
Hmm.
I mean, literally, Steve Rogers is stuck in the past. Literally, exactly.
Yes. Now,
We don't know Old Man Steve.
no.
But
I'm kind of glad they never did that.
yeah, yeah. But
God
and
forbid they bring back an old person that ended their run in Endgame.
yeah,
That would be embarrassing.
that'll be embarrassing. Oh my god. Unless, oh, and of course it ends with the fact but the best part of the movie is Red Guardian
Yes.
because of the humor and how much you just and also the relationship between Red Guardian and Elena, mainly because
Yeah.
it's like
Oh, that's actually. I will say this. I only
it,
know I saw one trailer. The thing that got me on board with this movie
yeah,
was in the trailer. It's
yeah,
when Red Guardian says, "Oh yeah, so filled, so full." I was like, "I'm seeing this."
yeah,
That's a funny line.
yeah. But what I'm saying is if that relationship basically anytime to talk about the what's it the hockey team or the soccer team
Yeah.
and it's like the embarrassing parent embarrassing the like their kid
Hmm.
and how they lost every game but there was that one kid who pooped had like a diarrhea level poop. There you go, like
Yeah.
you're gonna name your team your superhero team after a diarrhea. That's lovely. That's a way to go.
That. Yeah. Oh, that's also another Quantum of Solace connection.
Oh shit! Yeah, I keep forgetting David Harbour was in Quantum of
Yeah.
Solace.
Yeah. He was in that movie. That's the first place I know
Yeah,
him from.
yeah. I was like, oh yeah, Stranger
Yeah.
Things. I was like Stranger Things onwards. And I'm like, oh yeah, he was in that one Bond film. He was the
Stranger
asshole.
Thing, Hellboy.
Yeah, you're like, oh wait, he was the asshole American who wasn't
Yeah.
Felix in the first 20 minutes. The only complaint I have with the movie is that I felt that it was a bit slow in the beginning, but it felt like each
Oh, okay.
part of the movie kind of just pick itself up quickly. But maybe because I don't know. Maybe because it's
I
that
didn't I
maybe
didn't think it was that slow. I mean,
not slow, but probably just like
I
okay.
I thought it had personally better pacing than Captain America: Brave New
Oh
World.
yeah, definitely. But
Yeah,
I
not
think
that Brave New World is at all a bad movie. I'm
no,
just saying that, like, considering how we just basically followed like Elena from beginning to end of
yeah,
this, it actually helped this movie quite a bit more than having to like juggle between
yeah,
between
yeah.
President Ross and then anyone else.
I think also I think it comes down to like I think I'm more like the plot guy, which is like okay, it's 20 minutes of these guys just bickering for
Yeah,
and trying to get out of this vault. So the moment Bob starts showing his powers, I'm like okay, now the plot is kind of moving along, and
yeah, I get that.
yeah, but it could be just a whiter in me that's like
No, that's true. Like,
keep
whereas like like, well, I do like writing, but I'm much more about like character performances and stuff
yeah,
like that. So I'm just like,
exactly.
that's fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like there's a reason why my scripts are normally like 80-ish pages, but this I enjoyed it. And the post credit scenes were good. They were great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
The longest apparently the last one was directed by the Russos. Makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. Well, considering how it would have to been on the set of that film, so that
Yeah.
might have even been one of the first things they actually filmed.
Yeah. It could be. It could be.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's just I think what
which is
happened.
impressive considering how they only apparently started filming that day.
No, actually, apparently they
Mm,
started filming like what 3 days ago.
yeah.
Where
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've
where
seen photos of people on set
well,
before that.
yeah, but also I've seen people trying to guess whose head is behind the door, and everyone's thinking
Yeah.
like it's Tom Hiddleston, it's Blael,
To me,
Juliet,
it looked like Hugh Jackman.
yeah, yeah. I heard some people thinking it's was it Julian McMahon, the Doctor Doom from the previous, like the
Oh
Chris Evans fantastic.
yeah.
When it comes to Doomsday, because we can talk about a little bit about Doomsday because I think we kind of covered most of Thunderbolts as
The
a
one thing I
whole.
will say about Thunderbolts is when Sentry first showed up in his costume,
Yeah,
I was like, that actually looks really shit. It's probably the worst superhero costume ever. And then about 10 seconds later, I was like, that's the point.
that's the
He's a
point.
superhero that was made by committee.
He
I
yeah,
get it.
he's a superhero made by committee. So let's give
Yeah,
him the most comical awkward costume ever.
yeah.
And
It
by the
looked
way,
like
I like the new Marvel, or at least the Marvel opening for this movie, which is
me too. Oh,
like
it was a nice, a nice blend of the original Marvel
yeah,
logo
but
and
it's
the one that it was like for like the Infinity War era.
but you also like see like, oh, they're using Thunderbolt, or like,
Yeah.
because I thought, oh, that's Century from whenever. Um, but so that was surprising. The only time you got that was like in the old, like before Disney, before the MCU,
Mm,
where
mm.
you where
I
you
remember
had
even like the early X-Men ones used to like characterize it. And even I think
yeah
even like Punisher Warzone had that too.
yeah I think they would show Ghost Rider comics for the Ghost Rider movies,
Yeah,
and they would
yeah,
show Fantastic Four comics in the Fantastic Four
yeah. So it's
movies.
nice that they're actually going
Yeah,
back to that.
yeah. Maybe it's that classic thing of like DC's been kind of championing the comics a little bit. Maybe we should do the same. Talk about Doomsday. There is a list out there of the members of the cast who hasn't been announced yet.
Yes.
Um, and apparently the people are talking about the ones who ain't there. People say, oh my god, there's no wonder. Last I checked, she had a building fall on top of her, so I don't know how she can come
Oh, she
back.
had a cathedral fall on top of her.
Yeah, like last, yeah, you
I
haven't.
think it explains why. I think it's understandable why she's not going to be there.
Yeah, everybody's like, where's Wonder? I'm like, because did you not saw Doctor
I mean,
Strange?
as someone, as like one of like the 12 who would actually enjoy Multiverse of Madness.
I enjoy Multiverse of Madness.
No, no, yeah, yeah. I mean, a few people do, but like, there's a lot of people that are like, I don't know, I didn't really like it all that much. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I'm fine with
Yeah,
that being her final appearance.
it's
She
a
went
it's
out in
yeah,
a great way.
and also it's like, hey, you got to see evil, Star Witch and all that. But
Yeah, yeah.
also when it comes to, sorry, I'm trying to get the list here. Um, here we go. When it So the list is basically, let me list them off. I just need to clarify because there's a lot of names. So apparently we're going to get Bruce Banner. We're going to get Wong. We're going to get Captain Marvel. We're going to get Kate Bishop. I think everybody knows Kate Bishop's going to be in this movie because
Yeah.
some
Oh,
clip.
well,
Oh
apparently she didn't hear him.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Haley, yeah, sure. War Machine, Nebula, Hawkeye. So they are paying him. Yeah, yep. Miss Marvel, Okoye, Valkyrie, Obi from Loki, Marion, Marion.
Well, of course they're gonna bring Obi into it. I
Yeah,
mean, he only won Best Actor. They wouldn't fuck over someone who won a Best Actor Oscar for 5 years, would they? And not bring out a movie for them.
yeah. Then you have Maro Mabo, yeah, but the beast, the whole like the anyway. Adam Warlock, Ironheart, yay. America Chavez, Lady Loki, She-Hulk, Wonder Man. Apparently, Quantumania is a movie that is a acquirement because you got Cassie Lang in it, B-15, Bindery, which is a Silent Lynch's character. Then you got
B-15's going to be in it?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Then you got Jean Grey, Storm, because the X-Men.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a weird one with the 5 hour of chairs. Like, really? Those are the only two members missing. You can't just say, hey, yeah. But anyway, could be contracts and all that. Then you have Morbius, not Morbius, but Owen Wilson's character.
Oh, Mobius.
Mobius. There's no R in there. Star-Lord, Nick Fury, Sheila, Charlie Swan's character, Doctor Strange, Peggy Carter, and Steve Rogers. That's the interesting one because I think everybody knows that Chris Evans is back in the MCU. And it's probably they didn't announce him back. But, Marvel's very popular for we're not announcing basically we don't care what the trades say, we're announcing it when we're ready to announce it. So but that's basically the list. And
although did you hear that did you see that clip of Channing Tatum?
No.
He said that well, I mean, all he's been promised so far is a chair to watch the movie, and he's not necessarily coming back as Gambit.
He's Gambit.
Like, no, I know, but I'm just like, well, I mean, it'll
be interesting of him lowering the voice. Yeah, because like that will like him going full on. It works for a Deadpool movie because it's a comedy and all that.
Yeah,
but you can't like for.
He couldn't do that for 3 hours.
2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah, that'd get just like on everyone's nerves.
I mean, the surprising cast member was Aaron Cummings coming back as Nightcrawler. That was the surprising.
I know he came back in the Marvels, but I was surprised that Beast came back.
Or at least it was Kelsey Grammer.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think it was. I was surprised with Aaron Cummings because there was a reason why he didn't show up in the X-Men 3. he didn't like doing all the makeup stuff. So
well, now they can do it with CG. So
my guess, Mystique, Beast, basically all the blue people, will be all CGI. Or for Mystique's case, they're going to give her maybe the
bodysuit from the comics.
Yeah, the white dress thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, we're not paying.
Which I guess they can also do for Beast. Which we're
not paying you naked, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened in those original films because everything had to be grounded and real and all that. And I completely understand with no Wolverine because the moment Wolverine shows up in anything, it becomes the Wolverine show.
Yep.
Because let's be honest, that's the character that the average Joe kind of cares about. So the moment, it's kind of like, hey, he's Queen.
I love the fact that we're gonna get Xavier again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot.
I don't care that he died in Logan. Patrick Stewart as Xavier is perfect.
It's the multiverse, shit. God's sakes.
Yeah, exactly.
We saw his neck getting Wanda snap his neck.
Yeah,
in his mind.
We've already seen it
3 times. It might be the 4th time.
Yeah,
but
I admittedly I do want to see like Nicolas Cage and
I'm
Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I feel like Affleck's coming back.
Me too. He's getting in pretty. Have you seen interviews lately? He's getting in really good shape.
Well, yeah, he just did The Accountant.
No, I know. No, but like if that was done months ago, he's still in really good shape.
Yeah, and Batman is done for him, so it's like he could come back and be dead. And the way he kind of, because someone did ask, like, oh, would you come back as Matt Murdock? He's like, oh, I think there's another Daredevil around the corner. And it's like, I was like, that's the way you tiptoe the whole, like, I'm in the movie, but, maybe in next year I might be wearing the devil ears again. Yeah, I
That's
might.
fine. I mean,
Look, we had a whole year of Andrew Garfield saying he wasn't in No Way Home.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. I think
I'm
what will
disappointed it doesn't show up because considering how we're probably going to get like a full on reboot after these next two Avengers movies,
yeah,
and this so there will be no chance of him ever coming back again.
yeah. And it's also
But
it's probably a neat way to have like, hey, you played this character. Yes, it maybe didn't work out, but there's still people like I'm a Daredevil movie offender. Like I'm a big fan of that
well,
movie.
you like the theatrical cut.
Yeah. The you mean
I do.
the one that's on Disney Plus? Yes.
Yes, yes, that atrocious one. Yes,
Yeah.
I like the director's cut. I know you have your problems with it.
No,
I
no,
like.
no. I actually I remember rewatching the director's cut because yeah, I remember rewatching it and I was like, this is not bad.
Exactly.
I think it's the idea of like what the actual cut is, so you're like
Hmm.
you just think, oh, the lawyer stuff is padding, and then you watch it again. It's like, no, it's not padding. It's
I mean, Matt Murdock is a lawyer.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like yeah. Oh my God, you mean the superhero lawyer is going to do lawyer stuff? Oh dear,
How the hell does that work?
how does that work? Anyway, um, but yeah, I feel like Affleck's coming back. Ghostwire, you, it doesn't need to be Nicolas Cage. It's just a guy with a flaming
Oh,
skull in
come
his
on
head.
now. Come on now. It
It
has to be Nicolas Cage.
it
If they're
doesn't.
throwing back this much to the 2000 superhero genre,
I
it
mean,
has to be Nicolas Cage.
what I mean is like you can say it's his that version. It just is a guy with a flaming skull for a head.
Oh, okay. No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Uh, but did you
Yeah.
saw that concert art of it was Deadpool,
Was it?
Wolverine,
Yes, I have.
Elektra, Ghostwire, and
Yeah.
Daredevil? And I'm like,
I would have loved it.
I'd be like,
I mean, in that case, we probably wouldn't have got Blade.
yeah.
So I'm glad
I
that
mean, technically, we still haven't got Blade, but that's the whole.
that's true.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that joke in Deadpool is becoming very, very dated.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only will be one Blade, and it's like we'll wait and see. But yeah, we'll wait and
Well, I
see.
mean, technically, there's the TV series and anime Blade.
No, no, that doesn't count. No, just yeah,
Everything counts. Everything counts.
yeah. Let's bring back Howard the Duck, shall we? From the 80s movie. Let's
Don't
do
even
that.
joke about that. I want that so bad.
Let's bring back Luca Weirfo in all painted green. Yeah, let's bring back the guy from that 70s Spider-Man show where they use rope as webs.
Yeah, why not?
It's not.
Why not? Just put in Battle
I
World.
mean,
All
let's
of
be
them can
honest.
be there.
When people think Marvel, they think of everything 90. They think of 2000 to now. That's what basically the
That
time.
is true.
Oh, well, actually 98 to now.
That is
Uh,
definitely true.
yeah. So yeah, but I do think by Secret Wars, I wouldn't be shocked. It's going to be a multiverse Avengers, so it's going to be maybe we don't see Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but we see the other two Spider-Mans. That we do see
Yeah,
Wolverine. That you do see Deadpool as comic relief.
I have actually kind of thought about it.
Yeah,
That perhaps
because you need a Infinity War type
the
ending.
the reason why they
Yeah,
haven't announced like Wolverine is coming back,
yeah.
maybe it's not Hugh Jackman. Perhaps there's
It's
another person that we've seen recently,
uh-huh.
Henry
Uh
Cavill.
yeah. But yeah, the Doomsday cast. I was like, one, I was asleep when the 5 hours was happening, so I wasn't.
Me too.
I
I
was.
woke up and I think
I
I
had
saw
to.
the news that Patrick Stewart was going to be there.
I think I woke up and James Marsden got announced.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh shit, Cyclops is in it," and I was like, "Wow, this is a long swing." Like, are they casting the full 60 cast members? Like, what's going on? It's like, no,
Yeah,
it's like 12 minutes per. It's 12 minutes per person, and then they did the
yeah.
1 minute video. I was like, why just do the 1 minute video?
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't watch all of that. That would have pissed me off.
Oh, it apparently did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, even make it just an hour. Like every 2 minutes, you
Mhm.
announce it. It's like half an
I
hour.
don't I don't really know why they decided um that putting Robert Downey Jr. at the end was a good idea. We already knew.
I think I'm wondering if it's meant to be for the average Joe, but still, like the average Joe probably doesn't know that another Avengers is coming
No.
until they see a trailer.
It's just gonna confuse them.
It's like, oh, he's back, and they don't
It's like
know.
what?
They'll be like,
Yeah.
and also Doctor Doom is a villain that hasn't worked
Yeah.
in the past.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
so it's not like, oh, Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as Norman Osborn. It's like, no, he's coming back as a, yes, in the comics, his Carol is one of the greatest comic book villains of all time. But in our movie versions, we had three crap ones. Actually, I didn't mind the first. Uh, Once again, the first Fantastic Four movie is perfectly cast. It's just, it's just the movies weren't that great. Also, one
The Roger Corman one.
no, the Tim Story ones.
Hey, I'm just gonna say it now, and I know they're gonna get a lot of shit for this. My favorite is the Roger Corman film.
That's not a high bar.
It's not, no, but it's just so much fun.
I mean, what
Oh,
about? It's like, I mean, I'm not gonna be that guy, but probably the best Fantastic Four movie Disney already had made,
The Incredibles.
one and two.
We know.
It's
Let's
just,
take those out of the equation.
yeah. I mean, it's just, you know, what the Incredible coaster at Disneyland's going to be a Fantastic Four coaster now. Jeez.
Is it?
No, I'm just taking making the Nicky. I'm just taking the piss out of it.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did that.
Yeah, just below it. Is that weird? Make everything blue. Is that weird?
Especially if the movie does well, I would not be
Oh
surprised if
yeah.
they did that.
I honestly, I think the movie will do well. I just don't think it's going to be like the $1 billion film that people think it's going to be,
Oh well,
because
I mean, but that doesn't
yeah,
really make any difference anyway, because we're getting two new Avengers movies,
with
which are
them in it,
clearly going to make the most amount of
with
money
them in
ever.
it, with them in,
Exactly.
yeah. With there's a rumor that it's going to have an Infinity War ending in Fantastic Four, which my guess it's going to be, hey, they stopped Galactus, they did all that,
Hmm.
but they're heading towards the MCU.
But we've already seen the outcome of that ending,
Yeah, exactly. And
which,
by the way, we knew that the Fantastic Four was coming because if you looked at the credits and it hit the music category,
uh-huh, yeah, I pointed that out to Kat. Yeah, I was
yeah,
like,
I was like, wow, Fantastic Four,
hmm,
yeah, and I was like,
I wonder what's happening here.
and then you watched it, and then you had
Yeah.
a bunch of people. You could tell the ones who are like hardcore Marvel fans, or like people who
Hmm.
knew what was coming, because they were like, Fantastic Four, shouting in my theater, and all that. I had one person the person next to me clearly was a comic book person because they kept geeking out about pretty much any reference. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, that's at least it's not Minecraft. That's all I will say.
Oh, it's 1,000 times better than Minecraft.
Yeah, did you saw the Minecraft movie?
Yes,
What
I thought it was atrocious.
were people throwing popcorn in the air and yelling
No,
chicken?
I went to gold class. None of that shit was happening there.
Thank. I was
Yep. People
good.
started to yell out, and I was like, oh, for God's sake. Ugh.
It's it's like it's the No Way Home for video games. No, it is not.
It is not. No.
It's on
No.
the No Way Home video games. It's on Monday or Sunday nights on Max. at this point. But and also probably Comic-Con will come around and we'll probably talk about stuff like stuff.
That's probably where we'll get the next lot of cast announcements.
Yeah, and find out maybe there's another film. I will say this: if Blade isn't announced at Comic-Con, it's dead.
Yeah,
it's dead.
I completely agree. I mean, I've already got written on my big Google Docs worksheet that I've just got next to Blade, like upcoming movies, and it says next to Blade, nope.
Yeah.
Poor Mashallah Ali, really.
Yeah. At least put him in Secret Wars, for God's sakes.
Exactly.
Anyway,
no, actually, final thing. I was watching Predators last night.
Mm-hmm.
He is in that. I'm just like, he could do this role. Let Marvel just let him do it. Yeah. Come on.
I'll write the script for you. So it's a vampire. Why are we making a Blade movie?
It shouldn't be that difficult to make a vampire film. They did 3 of them.
So it's in theaters right now.
Yeah, Sinners. Yeah,
Sinners.
Yeah, true.
Great, brilliant.
They could have had that as a Blade film.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Fucking Marvel director.
I wouldn't be shocked. Ryan Coogler is not doing Black Panther 3. He's doing Blade. After X-Files. Anyway.
Looking forward to that.
Anyway. Well,
so yes, wrapping up.
Thunderbolts
was a very good movie.
Very good movie.